Hello, my beautiful beauties, my wonderful lovelies. A pleasant evening or afternoon, rather, to you. So, my beautiful beauties, I saw something from a particular, let's put it online, from a social media platform online. And I'm giving you a paraphrasing of it, where the individual commented, I hope the principals of the schools, of the teachers, who were on a hiatus for a week, let's put it that way, that their names be submitted to the ministry so that they're, for the day or days that they have been absent, the day or the days that they have been absent, that their salary for that particular day or days be taken out or taken away from them. Ah, Lord, have mercy upon us. Forgive us of our sins because we really do not know what we have done. We do not. I don't think we really and truly understand. I'm wondering if that comment made was a hoax, it wasn't real, or maybe it was a cyber malfunction. It must have been a cyber malfunction. It could not be something true and real. I'm going to say that it was not a human being who made such a comment, because if that is the case, then that human being obviously has lost his or her right to be a human being and really should be migrated to one of the other planets and live there and try to be accustomed to that lifestyle. When I think of teachers, I think of growth, I think of development, I think of prosperity, I think of progress. And I'm not saying this used in a political sense, I'm saying it as the etymology of the words and how they mean. Because had it not been for a teacher, you would not have any form of profession in the society. Somebody still had to teach you something, be it learning literacy, financial literacy, medical literacy, law or legal literacy, or actuary literacy, customer service literacy, whichever way you want to look at it and whichever arm in the career force. But somebody had to teach you, so that I would consider that the primary and secondary source of information, you know, and additionally giving us that mental ability, that training where we know how we use our comprehension skills to know how to understand why A is A and A is not B and B is not C, sort of a situation. My dear, whoever it is, the teachers have not been treated fairly and justly. I want you to read a book by Malcolm Gladwell called David and Goliath. It is not what you think. It is not really so much about the story of David and Goliath. I think that is how it started out in terms of the prefacing of the book. But when you really read the book, it is going on the basis of, is it fair? Is it just? Is equity the order of the day in whatever sphere, whatever profession, whatever career we're talking about? The number of teachers that I think about who they still take the bus because they do not earn enough to even buy a small vehicle at a low interest rate to take them to school to teach your child or somebody else's child. When I think of some teachers going to the supermarkets and have to put back probably 50% of cheap items, they didn't even take anything that is expensive. And we say cheap because in comparison to the other things, they're the cheapest. They're the cheapest, the most inexpensive. And they still have to put back 50% of the items, and the other 50% are tin things. The very few are non-tin things. Most times they have to go to wholesale in order to buy something fairly decent. The reality is that many of them cannot even afford what you would call a low cost or basic meal lunch every day that is about $600 in the words of Julian Robinson, because FAO says to have a healthy meal every day, it would cost the Jamaican person or an individual $1,025 per day. It would cost them $1,025 per day. Some unfortunately cannot even afford the $600, which is just a low, ordinary meal that is not necessarily healthy. What Jamaicans used to call back in the day box lunch. Box lunch. Grease and starch being the order of the day. Many of them, their lights are disconnected. They have to beg a friend or two or family member to give them some money to put it on back, because the lights have been disconnected, the water has been disconnected, because they really can't. So they have to go and borrow. So they have to get their containers, if they have it, or borrow somebody's container, and also get water from the individual until they get a money, get a little smalls, get a thing to pay the water and the light bills. Many of them, when you look at their hair, when I look at some teachers, I wouldn't say I have the best either, but they can't go for the I almost said Louis Vuitton. They can't go for the Peruvian here, and they can't even go for something even simpler. That's human here. They have to go for something that you wonder if it's a rat they killed and they wet the rat and shot the rat in its dead state and put on their heads. And I'm not saying it in a mockery way. I'm saying it in support of them. I'm really using it compassionately, because they cannot afford anything else. And unfortunately, some may suffer from alopecia, a hair disorder, or they just want a different look and they just say, you know what? Or they can't even comb their hair, the brush, all the comb teeth them gone, the brush brittle tufts or tail, them have to just put the wig on their head top and come out. And you have, you sir or madam, you sir or madam, you have the audacity to say, get the names and send to the ministry so that they can lose money. So you want to box the little bread out of their mouth and left them with the butter in the mouth? So you want to box the bread and probably left butter in the mouth. Left the wosara of the two. The wosara of the two in their mouth. How dare you? How dare you? You're a heartless person if you're a human being, because I'm still going to say that it is a cyber malfunction. It is an internet malfunction. No, man, it could not have been a human being that made a comment like that. It certainly was a malfunction. And that is just one arm of the public sector. I can't, if I were to speak on the other arms where persons are eating kiss cake and soda or a sweet drink for lunch because they cannot afford a meal. Literally, it's not about living above the means. They can't even go to the above to live above it. Kiss cake. Some people can't even eat lunch. I'm have to just go drink some water that is provided at the place to keep them until they go home and hope so them can find something to, scramble up and eat. Hopefully it is healthy. You have the audacity to make such a comment, that their pay be cut for the day or days. It is on public. It's on the public forum. I don't even know of the average public sector worker that is surviving well financially. I don't even know the average, I said. The average. Because they're feeling it. They don't know what to do. Some of us, we want to change even our motor vehicles that we have had from the days that Moses was walking. And even when Joshua took over, we still have the same vehicle. We can't make the changes in our homes. We can't buy proper food. We can't go anywhere in terms of vacation more than staying away and sit down on the bed and read 2 books, which is not bad sometimes. But sometimes you need a little change of environment to keep the mental stability going well. And the psychological one as well. And you have the audacity to talk about cut their salary for the day that they didn't show up, so to speak. May God be with you. Guys, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share this.